What's the most soulless food you have ever eaten? My mother-in-law's Taco Tuesday. Unseasoned boiled ground beef, then put in a pasta strainer and washed. To get rid of the grease. Lettuce, tomato, pre-shredded bag of cheese, and that's it. 1 taco each. I have not been back to dinner there since, which may have been her plan all along. Psych ward fruit cup. Tolarex. The hypoallergenic meal replacement formula that hospitals use for tube-feeding patients. I've been getting most of my day's calories from this compost-adjacent slime smoothie for a few months now. I'm not quite ready to hurl it all out the window while screaming, mostly because I don't want to starve, but damn, there are days. Ramen with hot dogs. Friend's mom used to make it for us when we were kids. She threw the sauce packet away and drained all water. It was like eating paste with a cut-up hot dog. My husband's parents boil a lot, but the boiled asparagus they serve up at Easter dinner every year just kills me. Was just thinking of this today actually. My mom used to bake unseasoned chicken breasts with a slice of American cheese on top. That's it, that's the meal. My high school cafeteria served 3 kinds of cheap pizza that you just microwave, and you knew the difference by the shape. Triangle pizza was a stuffed crust pizza. It was usually good for the crust, but it was a little greasy. Circle pizza was the shit. The pepperoni was diced and I could eat 4 of those things if they let me. But the square pizza. The square pizza tasted like sadness. Like the crushing reality of our impending adulthood. I recently found a pizza that tastes exactly like it. It cost $84. It tasted like the feeling of a sad apartment with only a milk crate and a pillow for furniture. Went to a barbecue last year. They cooked the chicken breast in the oven and then charred it on the grill and called it barbecue. There was not a suggestion of salt or pepper, never mind a herb or marinade. When I was 18 I was quarantined in college hospital with chicken pox, and got a special birthday dinner of a hospital-made meatball parmigiana hero. It was such a bland and depressing hunk of negative space that I have never had another meatball parmigiana hero. I'm 51 now. Met a beautiful city boy who said he doesn't bring ladies home to meet his parents until it's official, spent the summer in the garden, and finally at harvest time he invites me home to meet his folks for a barbecue. Asked what I could bring, they said veggie sides. I brought some freshly picked corn, peas, and carrots from the garden, hoping I could roast the corn on the grill and or maple glaze the carrots, gifting the unshelled the peas to his mom. This Bridia bee kicked me out of the kitchen to fetch the boys a beer, then boiled the lot of it to within an inch of its life. The batty woman scraped the corn off the cob and served a boiled corn carrot pea mash without salt, and told everyone it was my contribution. Ouch. A burnt lasagna from Wegmans that a former boss deemed fitting for a company Christmas party. It was made by strangers' hands and served by an emotionally hollow bastard to people he viewed to be as interchangeable as the parts on the machines we were hired to repair. It was the most evil lasagna I had ever sunk a fork into. A friend of mine invited my partner and I over for dinner. She knew we were both originally from the South and had been living in the Midwest for many years. I can only assume she Googled Southern food recipes, because she made us chicken and dumplings, which is a food we both enjoy. We sat down to eat and I asked for some pepper. She had to go get some out of her roommate's spice cabinet and brought the salt, too, because she didn't want to overseason the food, so she just didn't put any in while cooking. She ate hers with no seasoning. We asked her later and she just never used spices or salt when cooking. A Midwestern church potluck. I didn't know so many different casseroles could all taste the same despite different ingredients, and be so bland. Mac and cheese without the cheese. It's like giving up on life when eating it. I had used the cheese packet on something else, was hungry and just made the noodles. Last time I make that mistake. A bee flew into my mouth when I was a toddler. Growing up in England in the 60s and 70s. There's a reason people from all over the world told jokes about the food there. I used to sleep over one of my friend's houses as a kid, and his mom would make breakfast for us, same thing every time. Scrambled eggs on white bread. Not toast. Just cold, straight out of the package, white bread. It just tasted weird and soggy and limp with those eggs on there. I was always secretly wondering what the hell the deal was. We were 60 seconds of toasting and a touch of butter away from a perfectly decent breakfast, but their whole family ate them that way, on cold-ass, boring white bread, so I just kinda sucked it up and did it. It was so disappointing. And it's not like they were poor either. They had a fairly huge house in a damn pricey part of Long Island. Dad was a dentist, they were doing fine. Just didn't like toasting things, I guess. Cabbage lasagna. Basically using cabbage instead of the lasagna sheet thingies. My mom's cooking. She overcooked everything, which is why I hated any kind of meat growing up. When it takes 46 chews for a piece of pot roast. My grandma's. She never cooked with herbs. Salt and pepper were on the table, not added during cooking. Almost everything was boiled. I don't know why. She had cookbooks. She had a garden, and when the vegetables were ripe she brought them in to die a slow death in her pot. Chickpeas. Just rehydrated chickpeas. I was a student and had finals and didn't leave the flat but ran out of other food. In the morning I ate a bowl of them that had soaked overnight, washed up, and then left the dinner chickpeas to soak. Edit. This was for a number of days. It was miserable and ruined them for me. I grew up in PA Dutch area. I love ham potatoes and green beans. My mother-in-law tried to make it for me. It was just processed ham cubes, potatoes and frozen beans just brought to boiling. No onion, salt, pepper, nothing. Creamed chicken on toast. It was my parents' way of saying, "We don't really want you kids." It's a toss-up between Ina Garten's hummus recipe and a plate of red beans and rice I had at a Cajun place in Montana. Decided to get in better shape. I'm already in okay shape, but I just needed better. Grilled chicken, white rice and a cucumber was my meal of choice, for 3 months straight, apart from snacks, breakfast and pasta for lunch twice a day. At the end I could not physically take a bite out of chicken and got myself a greasy burger. Probably a cheap supermarket sausage roll. Tasteless pastry, tasteless sausage with low meat content. Your thoughts instantly flit to lunch. Lady Doris grinding up gym mats. Luku. It's a staple in the Congo. You take the root of a manioc plant, soak it in water for a while to remove the cyanide, dry it and then pound it into a flour. To make a meal, you simple mix it with water. It has the consistency and taste of Play-Doh. Defac eggs. There's a Defac in Fort Benning that serves eggs that actively taste of emptiness. I have no idea how they cook eggs that taste so aggressively of nothing. My mother-in-law once made a grilled cheese sandwich by placing a slice of cheese between 2 pieces of bread and then nuking at the microwave for a full minute. They always do everything 1 full minute at a time. Hospital turkey sandwich. Unseasoned pork chops. Literally water if it was a food. Gas station salad. My weight-obsessed grandma once gave me, when I was 7 to 8, what she said was going to be Parmesan chicken but turned out to be a piece of chicken with a sliver of Parmesan about 3 centimeters across. It just wasn't even food, it was a passive-aggressive statement about my weight. It did later turn out she had also tried to get me and my mother to eat Stakers, basically meth that makes you not hungry, because she thought we were fat, which we were not, although, ironically, the mental damage she did. Peas. We are both fine now. This was 10 to 15 years ago and we are now living a healthy life. That or the first time I tried to make my own food. I ate pasta, literally just pasta. Ate at Golden Corral once. This potato salad my aunt served once. The taste is almost indescribable. The only thing I can compare it to is the taste of earwax, which I tried out of curiosity at 9 years old. Don't judge, lol. It was bitter and saltless and I didn't even use my fork that night because it had touched the disgusting potato slop. I didn't know potato salad could even be good until like 5 years later. Weight Watchers and Slimming World recipes. All based on fucking chopped tomatoes and stock. Who'd have thought seasoning had so many goddamned calories? Chicken à la King MREs. The way my mom cooked meat when I was growing up. Take the frozen steak, put it on a cold pan, turn on the head, wait. No oil or anything. Burnt on the outside, cold and raw on the inside. She was my inspiration to learn to cook. My grandmother-in-law had a sign in her kitchen that said, "Spices equals love." So I guess she hated us. Was at a relative's house. She dumped chicken legs into a greased 9x13 pan and covered them with a 28 ounces can of tomatoes. Baked at 350 for a long time. Chicken cacciatore, she said. No salt. Nothing. 2 ingredients. Boiled broccoli without any spices. No wonder why so many people hate it. You just boil the taste out of it. Add salt at least. It's not that hard. This is coming from someone who likes broccoli. As a kid I ate grass that tasted better than boiled broccoli. I was a weird kid. TBH, as I'm writing this, I kinda wanna eat some grass now. Boiled unseasoned rutabaga. Tastes like 16th century serfdom, winter, and desperation. Ravioli on an airplane. Microwaved lettuce. Mashed up Weetabix with ice-cold water instead of milk. Don't even ask. Rice cake. The rich. Soylent. Literally just liquid meals 3x a day. Cold, plain oatmeal. My friend's mom would make boiled noodles with watered-down ketchup as the marinara. Even as a kid, I knew there was something seriously wrong with that combo.